Here we are inside the eldest Majestic 115. If we first move to the main control panel just here, we can flick the master switch and turn the 12 volt on. We will get an indication of the condition of the leisure battery just here. Above that we then have lights, and that will do the top lighting just here. All the other lights within the motorhome are then operated on their own switches. We then have the awning light and the water pump. Water pump needs to be on for you to be able to get water out of your taps, fill the boiler and flush the toilet. Whenever the pump is running, green light will illuminate. Above that we have another light, and that will light up in red when the grey water tank needs emptying. To know how much water is in the fresh tank, we go by again this gauge here, hold the water button, and it will then let you know on the blue part just there. So we're about half full at the moment. Next we have the hob. So we have the electric hot plate that works when hooked up to the main supply. On this one just here, red light comes on to let you know it's in operation, and then the rest is all gas. So it's push in, twist and press the igniter just down here. Next we have the grill, and again push in and then press the igniter. And then lastly the oven. Beneath the oven we have the majority of the gas isolation taps just there. They're all in the on position, and I always personally say they can stay like that. They're more for maintenance. If you smell gas within the van, I always just say go to the source and turn the bottle off. And then we also have the isolator switch for the electric hot plate. Next we have the fridge freezer. So we're off just here. Main supply just here on the picture of the 2-pin plug. 12 volt maintain just here for when we're driving, and then gas just here. If we are going to use the fridge on gas, what we then need to do is come across to the temperature control, hold it in, push the igniter, and then when it's lit, this line here will drift out of the white into the green. It is then just push down to open. As soon as we then turn it to something else, it will then put itself back out again. Next we have the washroom, and the light switch for the washroom is just found in the lounge area just here, so on and off just here. We have the Thetford toilet just here, so bowl swivels about, open to the cassette on the grey lever just down here, and then push to flush on the blue button. Level indicator for the cassette just here, and then close the cassette again just here. We then have the basin and shower. Microwave just here. It is an eco one, so before use you do need to press the eco button. Make sure that the plate is out for travel. and then it behaves like most microwaves. You have quick start, stop just here, and then time settings, etc. just there. The microwave is plugged in this overhead locker just here, and also in here we find the television aerial. So to raise the mast, undo the collar, push up, and then get into position. To flip the aerial from horizontal to vertical, just turn the handle just here. Make sure we're back down for travel, and then the digital amplifier just sits at the back here, on and off underneath here, and control the boost on the inner dial just here. TV. If we now just raise the aerial back up again, next we have the wardrobe. So within here we have the solar panel regulator. Just up here we can see that the solar panel is currently receiving UV light, and we can see that it's charging both leisure and vehicle batteries. Also in here we have the freestanding table. Beneath the wardrobe we have the location of the boiler and water pump, and again gas isolation tap for the boiler itself as well. To drain the boiler for winterization, make sure the water pump is turned off. Come to this yellow lever here and then flap it up like so. Because I've left the water pump on, it's now frantically trying to fill the boiler back up again, so as soon as I close it back over, it will fully prime itself back up again. Next we have the controls for the whale heating and hot water. So you will see we have water heater and heating just here, and as I press the buttons they go over different icons until eventually ending back at off. So if we start with the water heater, we have a single wavy line. Wavy lines represent main supply, and that is using nearly 1 kilowatt. Next we have two wavy lines, again rounding it up, about 2 kilowatts. Then we have gas on its own. Then we have dual fuel, so a mixture of gas and mains at 1 kilowatt, and a mixture of gas and mains at 2 kilowatts. Dual fuel is especially handy, especially in the winter months, if you want virtually instant hot water. Next we have heating, very similar. One wavy line down here though, mains electricity at about 500 watts. Two wavy lines, mains electricity at about 1 kilowatt. And then 3 wavy lines, mains at about 2. Again, gas on its own. And then dual fuel, and then control the temperature up and down just here. Whenever you're consuming gas, you will get a little flame just appear to let you know. And if there's a problem in any shape or form with the unit, you will get a little red exclamation mark just to let you know. And then once you think you've rectified the problem, because 9 times out of 10 it will just be a power source issue, you then want to reset the control panel. So just hold and then press if it's a red exclamation mark for the boiler, and then hold and then press if it's a red exclamation mark for the heating. If we now go underneath the bench seat just here, we then have the consumer unit. So we have the individual MCBs just here, and the RCD and test button. So if anything's not working on mains, just first port a call to see whether or not we've tripped. And then 12 volt fuses just here. For the beds, it is just lift and slide out, and the same on the other side. If we're going to use it as a double, we can also use these two benches as singles by rotating the seat round as I've done here with the passenger, and then pulling forward like so. Up in the roof we have the PIR for the alarm. These are battery operated, so it's always a good idea just to check whether or not it's working. And then we have the Omnivent fan. So to use this, wind the roof vent up and then press for now extraction, variable fan speed, and then if I then press the opposite way, the blades will then stop and then draw air in for cooling. Make sure all roof vents are down for travel.